What is up, fam? It's Dr. Dale here, host of Permission to Be Great. Excited to have you guys here with us for another episode, right? So our mission here is to empower you to walk in your greatness on a daily basis. What we do, right? Permission to be great. So last week was a great episode. Last week, we kind of just focused on the general idea. Hey, what's the vision for the podcast? What's the vision for the show? And what exactly does it mean to be on this journey to greatness, right? This permission to be great. So go back and check that out if you didn't catch last week's episode. Kind of the big focus around there. I want to reiterate this because this is so important and core to what we're doing here, right? The focus isn't to go out there and make idols. The focus isn't to be the richest person in the world. The focus isn't to be the most popular person. The focus really is to be chasing the purpose that God has for you in your life, right? Chasing the purpose that God has for you in your life. Now, with that in mind, what I want to ask you guys is a question here. This is a question that I want you to answer. Answer this question. What is your purpose? What is your purpose? It's a big time question. And I tell you, I talk to a lot of doctors. I do talk to a lot of students, talk to a lot of people, and I ask that question. And people more often than not do not have a great answer for me. More often than not, they don't have a great answer for me. So my question to you right now, I'm asking you this question. Take a moment to answer it. What is your purpose? I believe it was Mark Twain that said something to the effect of the two greatest days in a person's life are the day that they're born and the day that they figure out what their purpose is. Right? If somebody else has said so many things in my head, I don't know who said what anymore, but somebody else said something to the effect of, you spend your life trying to figure out your gift, or spend time trying to figure out what your gift is. And once you figure out what your gift is, spend the rest of your life trying to give it away. Right? These things all center around this idea of purpose. Right? So, on this journey to greatness, while you're trying to be great, while you're working towards that greatness, and let me take a moment to say, I talk about trying to be great. I want you to understand that we already have greatness in us. You already have greatness in you, right? The Bible says that we are God's handiwork. So God made you. And because God made you, you can't tell me that you're not great. I don't care what anybody says. If God created it, you can't tell me, right? If God created you, and if God has blessed you and talked about the great things within us, you can't tell me that you're not great. I understand God created everything, right? And as I understand it, the angels, which include the fallen angels, and I'm not necessarily going to say that Satan was first great, but you as a human being, right? I believe that you were great. Could be wrong, but that's just what I personally believe, right? That's what I believe. So, but the question I want you to answer is, what is your purpose, right? So what are you spending your days trying to accomplish? What are you spending your nights trying to accomplish? What are you pursuing, right? And then once you know what your purpose is, my challenge to you is for you to pursue that purpose. This is so huge. This is something that's so big in terms of why I believe so many people don't reach that fulfillment in their life. I'm an ICU doctor, so I've seen a lot of people die. I just had that. It comes with the job. And when on the job, it's really fascinating to kind of hear people talking, those who can talk, or their family members talking as they're on their way out of this world. Right. The things they talk about, the things they're excited about, maybe some of the regrets they had, things that they wish they would have done, things that the levels that they've reached, the levels they wish they could have reached. Right. So I have that perspective of getting to be with some of these individuals at the end of your life, and bird's eye view to say, man, wow, I see how this person achieved all they wanted to achieve, or I see how this person did not achieve what they wanted to achieve. And a lot of it really focuses around this idea of, did you know what your purpose was while you had this time here on earth? Right? Those individuals that know their purpose, who are going after their purpose, and check it out. It's not just knowing your purpose, it's pursuing your purpose. Pursuing your purpose. Those individuals who pursue their purpose, not only do they likely attain more, but there's so much happiness with it. I was listening to something I saw pop up on some social media site, and they were talking about some Steve Jobs stuff and what Steve Jobs said, kind of in the last few days of his life, and was talking about all the stuff he did, and to a sense, I'm not going to say it was meaningless, but all of it was kind of like boom, blink of an eye type of thing. And the purpose of the post was saying, hey, you could accomplish so much stuff that we as humans think is great, but at the end of the day, what you're trying to do is, be happy, right? That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to be happy. And honestly, I'll take it one step further. When you talk about, there's a verse in the Bible, I believe it might be John 6:26. You have to fact check me on that, but there's a verse in the Bible that talks about, they asked Jesus, what is God's work? What should we be doing? And Jesus says something to the effect of, the work of God is to believe in the one that he has sent, right? So on the highest level, when we're talking about what is our purpose, what should we be doing on the very highest level, in my life, that's always going to center around Jesus. It's always going to center around believing in the one he has sent. And once you believe in the one he has sent, what do you do with it then? Right? Believing, in my opinion, is not enough. The Bible says even the devil and demons, even they believe and tremble. Right? So believing is not enough. Right? The devil believes, Satan believes in Jesus. That's not enough. It's believing and then doing the works that follow thereafter to lead you to your purpose. Right. So with that kind of backdrop, I just wanted to make sure I clarify and state that ultimately in my life, the foundation of me pursuing my purpose focuses on the work around Jesus, the work around the Lord, the work around Christ, everything I do. And when I go out there and when you see me in my day to day, you're not going to hear me just burning out Jesus, 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 right? I'm not sure how effective that is, but I do my best to carry myself in a certain light, in a certain manner that reflects that, and then my purpose can flow through that. All right, purpose can flow through that. All right, a few things about purpose that are really important. All right, key things about purpose. It's important for you to recognize that your purpose is not your goal. The purpose and goals are two different things. You know, I ask people like, what's your purpose? And then people start getting on this thing about, yeah, my goal is this, my goal is this, I want to do this, I want to do that. It's not the same thing. Here's how it works. The purpose is the bigger umbrella, right? The purpose is the big umbrella. Say, okay, at the end of the day, my life's work, when the painting is done, when the Picasso, the Monet, when the picture is done, what is it going to look like? Right? That's the purpose. Right. But along that journey, you're painting the arm, you're painting the leg, you're painting a hat, right? These are little goals within that umbrella, little things you're using to fill it up, to put under the umbrella, fill it up, and eventually it makes the whole thing, it makes the whole painting. So the goals are the little checkpoints along the way. So I'll say, you know, what's your purpose out here? Say, yeah, you know what, I want to graduate from medical school, or, you know, I want to make the MBA, or whatever your purpose might be, or whatever your goals might be. And then people are mistaking those goals for purpose. But the thing about just having goals is they're not strong enough. They're not sufficient enough. They're not motivational, inspirational enough to keep you driving. The purpose is centered around a why, right? Your purpose should be centered around a why, right? So this is my goal, but why is that your goal, right? You know, I want $1 million, but why do you want $1 million? You know, I want to be a world-class dancer, but why? The purposes are the whys, the reasons, and those are the things that are going to motivate you. Those are the things that are going to drive you. Those are the things that are going to ignite you and give you that passion, that fuel, that whenever you're tired and you just want to quit, you want to give up. Those are the things that are going to say, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. That's why a purpose is so important. Understanding that it's not the same thing as a goal. They are two completely different things. Your goals ultimately will help you get to your purpose and achieve your purpose, but they are two different things, right? Other thing about purpose that and this took me a while to even understand growing up, right? In my younger days, I didn't quite get this. So people go on this long journey trying to figure out what is my purpose, what is my purpose, and there some people just can't get to it and can't figure it out. You know, but I've read a couple books over the years that really depict this really nicely. One of those books is called, I believe it's called Acres of Diamonds, right? Really, really good book. And the general idea is we spend so much time kind of traveling the world doing this, and you know, deep meditation, and that's all fine. However, so often we don't realize that where we are has everything we need to achieve our purpose, to find our purpose, right? Where has God put you? Where are you right now in this state of your life? Where has God placed you right now, this very moment, right? I mean, where in life? Like, what are you doing? Like myself, I am a attending faculty medical doctor, right? So at the end of the day, my purpose in terms of what I'm doing right now, the things that I should be doing as I'm acting out this purpose, center around that. It really centers around that. You know, it's not like I'm going to say, hey, you know what? I'm a medical doctor. I did all this, but I'm going to go move to Australia and become a fisherman and make my purpose around that. It's not there's anything wrong with that. But as I see it, I don't need to do that when I'm already in a position that God has placed me in, that there's work to be done around me where I'm at. Right. I'm so big on this idea of what is your domain, right? Where has God put you? Right. What are you domain? The word domain, you know, dominates. Where should you be dominating? Dominion, right? Kingdom. Think about these things, right? Kingdom, the king of the domain, right? What is your domain, and rule over it? Be the king over that domain. Where's God put you? You know, and that's what we need to be focusing on. When we pursue our purpose, we need to take a moment to think, okay, where has God put me in my life? What gifts has God given me? And how can I leverage those gifts to go out and execute on this purpose, achieving goals along the way? The challenge is, here's what happens in life. Let me break this down to you guys. Very important. Let me break this down to you. Here's what happens, right? we get caught up with wanting things, and we call it survival and things of that sort. True, yeah, you have to make money to get by. You have to put food on the table, get clothes, shelter, all that stuff. You have to have that. I understand that. That's very important. But then we get caught up with wanting so many other things. So we get caught up in this rat race of working, which is great. You should work. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm a worker, right? I'm going to work. That's one thing is Dale going to do. Dale's going to work. Everybody knows that, right? However, don't get caught up working and pursuing somebody else's purpose. I'm going to say it again. Do not get caught up working so hard to pursue somebody else's purpose, right? And it's so easy to do that. So easy to get caught up working underneath somebody else, doing this, doing that, chasing their purpose, trying to achieve what they want you to achieve, trying to help get them more money, right? Which is perfectly fine to work for that. But if you're going to do that, understand that it needs to be in alignment with your purpose as well, right? So if I'm going to be working for somebody else, I'm not just going to work there just to get the money. Sometimes you got to do that. I get it. I'm not knocking that. You got to survive, right? But I'm going to see how that fits into my purpose for my life and what I want to chase. Because I truly believe that it's very difficult to achieve that greatness that you're chasing if you don't know what your purpose is and if you're not working towards the purpose that God has set for you in your life, right? So do not get so caught up, so infatuated with just, I got to make more money, I got to make more money, I got to make more money, that you're just doing stuff. Everything you do, in my opinion, should be moving you towards your overall purpose, that overall Monet, Picasso, that painting, that great body of work for your life. Everything you do should be moving you towards that. Something that was one of my favorite books for years. I called it my second favorite book, and actually still might be my second favorite book, is Up From Slavery by Booker T. Washington. And in it, he talks about the Atlantic Compromise, and it was something, you can go read about it, but it was called the Atlantic Compromise. And he's giving this speech. And in the speech, he tells a story about, something to the effect of there were sailors out at sea. They were running out of money, running out of food, and all this stuff, like not money, but running out of resources pretty much on the ship. And when they're on the ship running out of resources, they're sitting there saying, hey, I need water, right? So they send out these mayday signals, say, mayday, mayday, mayday. I need water. We're dying of thirst. We need water. And they send the signal back saying, cast down your buckets where you are. He's like, what does that mean? Send it back out. Mayday, mayday, mayday. We need water. We need water. Like, we're dying of thirst. Help us. And then the other ship sends the signal back, cast down your bucket where you are. Like, mayday, mayday, help us. We're dying. Like, send the water. We need the water. They replied again, cast down your buckets where you are. Do you understand? They were out in the middle of a body of water, saying they don't have the resources on the ship. Like, and the other ship is saying, dude, you have everything you need. Just cast down your bucket. That's the same thing for your purpose. You have everything you need. You might not understand it. You might not believe it. But trust me, you have everything you need to go out there and pursue your purpose. I don't believe that God will give you a purpose and not give you a means to equip you to achieve that purpose. Right? Very, very important to understand. You have everything you need to achieve, fulfill your purpose, to go out, get it, and make it happen. Another thing about your purpose that you need to understand, it's not just going to happen overnight, right? You're going to be pursuing, right? Pursuing. That's why I'm saying pursue your purpose. It's not just going to happen overnight. You're not just going to wake up and be like, boom, I got it. I'm good. The painting's done. Let's go. That's not how this thing works. I remember when I was younger, this was probably my first son had just been born, and I had this guy who was mentoring me and kind of coaching, discipling me. Actually, his name was Darius. Excuse me. And there were so many things that I wanted to do. So many things I wanted to do in life. And I was doing all this stuff, and man, it just wasn't working out. Right? Stuff just wasn't working out. I was getting hated on, and like by big organizations, like reputable organizations would come out. They were attacking me, slandering me, all sorts of stuff was going out. And things weren't working out. I remember going to Darius and just complaining, like, man, what's going on? Why can't I do this? Why can't I get it? I'm not seeing the progress that I want to see. Right? And Darius like, dude, you're just not ready. And I'm not thinking that's what he's going to say. He's my guy. I'm thinking he's going to get my back. He's going to be like, yeah, man, they're tripping. They're messing up. Like, why? They should get your back. He's like, you were not ready, Dale. It's like, you just got into this thing, right? You're trying to explore and dabble in these worlds and move at a rapid pace so fast, but you're not ready for it yet. It takes time. You have to develop, right? There's going to be failure on this journey to achieve, to attain, to reach that purpose ultimately, right? You're going to have to put in a lot more work than you put in. So as you're pursuing your purpose, you have to stay motivated and understand that this is going to take time. on this journey to greatness. This is going to take time. You're not just going to wake up and be an overnight success. They say there's no such thing as overnight success. I disagree. There very much is something as overnight success. There's people that are working overnight, put in that extra time, those extra hours to be successful while everybody else is sleeping, right? Those are the things you have to do. I remember, I don't do it so much anymore. I still do, but not to the degree that I used to. I remember just being up late nights. Everybody else is sleeping, writing books, developing programs, doing all sorts of stuff just so I can advance towards my purpose, right? I'm talking you be up at 2, 3 a.m., no sleep while everybody else is sleeping, grinding it out just to get the stuff done, to be able to reach that level you're trying to reach. And that's what most people don't understand. Most people aren't willing to do that work. One of my favorite Eric Thomas quotes, E.T. is a guy when it comes to, being able to motivate and inspire. One of my favorite Eric Thomas quotes says, everybody wants to be a beast until it's time to do what beasts do. Everybody wants to be a beast until it's time to do what beasts do. You got to do what the beasts do if you want to be a beast. You've got to be willing to put in that extra work when nobody else is willing to put that work in. That's just the way it is. There's no shortcuts. Right. I tell my family all the time, I say, hey, people say, what's the secret to success? Work. Right. So put in the work. That's what it is. That's just the way it is. Right. And that's the same thing for your purpose. As you're working on this greatness that God has already given you permission. I'm going to keep on saying that God has given you permission to be great. I believe as you're working towards that, as you're pursuing your purpose, you must understand that you have to work. It's not just going to be handed to you. That's part of it, right? So on your journey to greatness, my question to you, what is your purpose? And are you pursuing that purpose? Take some time to think about this. Don't just let this episode go by the wayside. Really take some time to think about it. As a matter of fact, go to my social at Dr. Dale MD. You got to spell out the whole thing, DoctorDalemD. Send me what your purpose is, right? Let me work with it. Let me work with you on it. Reply to you, kind of help you get some clarity around that. Send me what your purpose is, right? It's very much worth taking the time to sit down to think about your purpose before moving forward again. Keep moving, always keep moving, but really take the time, sit down, think about your purpose, gain clarity around this, because once you know where you're going in life, once you know why you want that, it helps you lock in. It helps you know what you can say yes to and what you can say no to. I'll tell you, once I gained clarity around my purpose, it was easy to start saying, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. No. Dale, can you do this? No. Dr. Dale, can you do this? No. Dr. Dale, help me with this? No. Not because I'm being mean, but because it's not moving me towards my ultimate purpose. What is your purpose? All right. Do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button, right? Trying to grow the episodes, trying to grow the podcast, trying to get out there, trying to really impact lives, giving you guys this free game and really trying to get you guys to think so we can empower you to walk in your greatness on a daily basis. Thanks for listening. Praying for you guys. Love you.